Welcome back to Your High School Sports. I had some technical difficulties there. Hopefully we've got them worked out with the rain and the weather. We don't know exactly what is going on with around the area. It is football weather as it is football weather. Welcome back. We're trying to get everything together here at the Zone Studio. Don't know what problems we're having. It's for some reason just having a lot of technical issues tonight. So just bear with us. Hopefully we'll get everything worked out. Talking to Ron Marvel. Ron Marvel has just told me that Jeff County is up right now. Jeff County is on top of West Ridge, 12-0. Let's see if we can go out to Ron and get a hold of him and find out what's going on. With 5:55 to go in the first quarter, it is Jeff County leading West Ridge 12-0. Let's see if we can get a hold of Ron Marvel and see what's going on from out there. Hopefully we got all the technical bugs worked out tonight, and we'll have a lot of action from all over the Southeast going on around the area. Sometimes you know how things are. But we've got two big games going on. As we said, Jeff County is already up on West Ridge 12-0. We have Mike Hines will be at the big game up there. Also in the Tri-Cities is Dobbins Bennett taking on the Science Hill Hilltoppers. That should be a game, that is this conference championship game. Our crew, Your High School Sports crew, is down in Seymour tonight, as Seymour is taking on Elizabeth and Cyclones. Let's check in with Ron Marvel. Ron, I got you now. Hopefully we got technical difficulties out of the way. You say it's 12-0 in favor of Jeff County?
Yes, it's 12-0 in favor of Jeff County. Jeff County's second score just came off of a bad snap to the punter, Chino. The ball dribbled around in the end zone, was finally recovered for Jeff County. They've missed both their extra points, so we stand at 12-0 here at the 5:19 mark.
5:19 to go in the game. Do you think we know that the weather has something to do with it? Is it something that you think that West Ridge can overcome?
Roddy, they've been close twice. They broke off two long runs just to turn the ball over. You never say never. You do not want to fall behind in conditions like this, though.
No.
It makes it tough. I don't know that I've seen a pass yet tonight.
Well, you just showed me a picture of the field, and it looks like it's still a torrential downpour coming down out there. Hopefully the weather will cease a little bit and you can get out there. I see you got your headphones off. Can you hear me?
I think my headphones got wet. I tried to go out a minute ago, and they got wet, so I'm letting them dry out a minute ago.
Okay.
We may try that again here in a minute.
Okay, well, you go ahead and watch the game. I've got some scores from some other games, and we'll be getting back with you. We'll let your headset dry out, but keep sending me the scores. So we'll get back with you shortly, Ron.
Sounds good. Thanks, Roddy.
All right. Ron Marvel is at the West Ridge versus Jeff County game, and he says that as you can see there, the rain is steadily coming down. It is something that everybody's going to have to deal with. Like I said, Elizabeth is taking on the Seymour Eagles. Our crew is out there. Hopefully we can check in with Nathan Miranda. He is down on the sideline tonight. Couple scores: South Door 14, Gibbs 0. I saw earlier score was Sevier County leading Cobb County 14-0. Alcoa 14. That is Alcoa 14, Austin East 0. That was the first quarter score. Farragut 7, Bearden 0 first quarter score. Fulton 6, Carter 0. Maryville 7 and Bradley Central 7. That is a Bradley Central coming into this game 8-1. Maryville 9-0 in the season, ranked number 2 in the TSSAA this week's standings. And speaking of standings, let's run them down right quick while we got some time here. Powell 7, Lenore City 0. As we get started here, let's run down the Class 6A right quick. Number 1 is Oakland. Number 2, Maryville. Summit is number 3. Collierville, number 4. Riverdale, number 5. Ravenwood is number 6. Bradley Central, like I said, Bradley Central and Maryville tied up at 7. Bradley Central comes in number 7 in the Class 6A state play polls. Germantown is number 8. Lebanon is number 9, and Dobbins Bennett is number 10. In the Class 5A, it is still on top after a loss last week to number 2 Maryville. It's Knox West, number 1. Green Hill is number 2. Powell is number 3. Knox Central is number 4. Page is number 5. Memphis Central is number 6. Springfield is 7. Munford is 8. And Ray County is 9. And Station Camp is number 10. Speaking of Knox Central, let's back up here a little bit. In the Class 5A, as the season begun, Knox Central started out, guys, really two major losses in the season. It was a close one. They lost a few close games, but they have rebounded to be number 4 in the state class 5A class. You've got West, Powell, you got Knox West, you got Powell, and you've got Knox Central right there, all in Knoxville, which the playoffs begin next week. So we'll see who comes out of that one. It should be really, the playoffs should be really good in the Knoxville area starting next week. You've got 4 major powerhouses in that area. You've got a few other teams that have had some pretty good season that may be able to slip in. Could be Hall's one of those, but it should be interesting. Let's jump over to that's 5A. 4A is 4A classification. The Greenville Green Devils are 10-0 on the season. They are off this week. They're sitting home waiting on the playoffs to start. We'll know who they play here shortly, a little bit later on. It could be, I think it comes down to the loser or the winner of the I know Fulton is still in there and South Doyle is still in there. So we'll see who Greenville plays. Number 1 ranked Greenville. Tullahoma is 2. Number 3 Elizabethton, which is our game of the week tonight in Seymour. That game should be taking place, kicking off at 7:30. Ralph Miranda and Chris Blevins will have the call from that game. Our resident play-by-play guy, Mr. Jake Nichols, is on IR, and Jake will be checking in with us a little bit later to talk about some things. He is on IR, and will be getting back with us later on tonight. Jake is taking a little rest. He covered that GP and Pigeon Forge game last night. Was a real good one. He said it was a good, real good defensive game. So we'll be getting back with him. He'll be here to talk about playoffs. He'll be here also to talk a little bit about recruiting. And also we'll get a hold of Brandon Martin a little bit later. Let's keep going on with 4A. Greenville 1, Tullahoma 2. Elizabethton is 3. Haywood County 4. Hardin County 5. Pearl-Cohn is 6. Upperman is 7. Montgomery Central is 8, Marshall County is 9, and East Hamilton comes in at number 10. In Class 3A, still the Tornadoes on top. Alcoa Tornadoes number 1. Dyersburg is number 2. Number 3 is Giles County. Number 4 is Loudon. That's going to be a showdown between them in the playoffs. Against that will be a good game between Alcoa and them. White House is number 5. Waverly is number 6. Covington is number 7. Unicoi County is number 8. Kingston is 9. Fairfield is 10. In Class 2A, it's Meigs County number 1. Trousdale County number 2. Westview is 3. Marion County is 4. Memphis Academy is 5. Riverside is 6. Huntington is 7. Hamilton is 8. And South Green is 9. And number 10 is Kessel, 8-1. No other schools in any of the classifications, any honorable mentions this week. Class 1A is McKenzie, number 1. Clay County, number 2, tied with Memphis Peabody. Fayetteville is 4. Number 5 is South Pittsburgh. And number 6, Cloudon. Gordonsville, 7th. And Middle College is 8. And Connorsville is 9. And Dyson is number 10. We've got Mike Hines on the line with us. Mikey, what's going on out there? It looks like it's just raining like crazy out there at Dobbins Bennett and Science Hill. I see that you've made it. What's going on out there?
Okay, I missed the play, but Science Hill has scored, so it's 7-0. Now, and the DB just got the ball. So it is with 4:07 left in the first quarter.
Okay. You got me covered up. I can't even see you.
Sorry, I'll try to tell you. Right.
Okay. There you go. Some action from the. That's a beautiful place at Dobbins Bennett High School. Looks like looks like it's a little sparse from the crowd tonight, isn't it?
Yeah. There's a lot of fans here.
A lot of Science Hill fans.
Yep.
So you say Science Hill has scored 7-0, huh?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Mikey, you had a chance to catch up with Coach Carter this week. What did he have to say?
Well, I mean, one of the things he said that he's going to have to do is like limit the turnovers that they had, because early in the season they had a lot of turnovers, and I just found out that the key running back for Science Hill, Brock, is out. I don't know what exactly that is about. I heard it on the radio as I was coming over to Thomas Bennett.
Okay. All right. So we'll get back with you. Good that you've made it. Try to stay dry. We got Ron. He's soaking wet. So you try to stay dry, and we'll get back with you. That is Mike Hines. He is in the zone right here on your high school sports. Mikey, we'll be talking to you soon.
All right. Thanks, Robert.
All right. Some score back to the TSSAA state playoff polls, not the state playoff, but the TSSAA high school football polls. As we get down into Division 1 and 2 in the Division 1, which is Class 1A, that is the private schools in the state of Tennessee. Nashville Christian is number 1. DCA is number 2. University School of Jackson is 3. Friendship Christian is 4. Middle Tennessee Christian is 5. Honorable mentions, Kings Academy and Jackson Christian. In the 2A, you've got Livingston Academy is number 1. Silverdale Baptist Academy is number 2. CPA is 3. ECS is 4. Lexington College is 5. And Knox Webb had a 1 vote. Class 3A, you've got Macaulay, number 1 out of Chattanooga. Briarcrest is number 2. MBA is number 3. Baylor out of Chattanooga is number 4. Brentwood Academy is number 5. Innsworth got 1 vote, and Knox Catholic also received a vote. So those are your polls for this week. Ron Marvel has made it out on the field. Hey, Ron, what's going on, my friend? Somebody's in the red zone.
Yes, Westridge is pushing right now.
Westridge is pushing. They're in the red zone.
They're at the 3-yard line right now.
Okay.
Roddy, I don't have to tell you how important this drive is right here for them.
Yes, it is. It is very. I was getting ready to ask you. So they've got their composure. Has it been more running and passing, or which one?
Roddy, I still don't know if I've seen a pass yet. It's just that kind of weather. Maybe Ethan had one, but there's a fumble.
Oh no!
Covered up again.
Is Jeff County in the white?
Jeff County is in the white and red tonight, yes.
Okay.
And like I said, I made mention of it earlier. Westbridge looks in the Kentucky blue right there.
Oh, Kentucky blue. So it's what down is it, Ron?
Right now, Roddy, we are at 2nd and 8 from the 8 on the score.
Give me a little close up on there. Give me a little close up. Yeah, there we go. You know, I'm in this studio dry. I know you're out there in the wet.
I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do this. During halftime, I may go get an umbrella, Roddy.
All right. Looks like they're running the ball.
Yeah, they're trying. You know, Roddy, I'll be honest with you. In this weather, if this is my call,
yeah,
this is probably 4 down territory right here.
Oh yeah, you got to go for it. You got to go for it here, Ron, because you may not get back down there again. You know.
Yeah, this is 3rd and goal from the 3, Roddy.
Is it
the
still?
Reiner kid, the Austin Reiner kid has done well to get them in this position, and Ethan Bergeron has toughed out several really good runs. He got popped a little while ago, a little slow to get up, but he did get back up.
You know, I know when you coached and you played, Ron, did you like playing in weather like this?
Man, does anybody like playing in weather like this? Ball security is an issue. Oh, there's your signal. Touchdown, Westridge.
Good deal.
Yes, that was Ethan right there, just breaking through. Oh,
what's happening?
Welcome to Westridge, where they flash the lights when you score.
Oh, get out of here. I thought the lights had went out of the stadium.
Well, I can tell you, Roddy, if that was lightning, you and I wouldn't be having this conversation anymore.
No, I want you to leave, Ron, if it's lightning. Hey, how important is this extra point, Ron?
Huge. I think it's good. I'm going to tell you that Ichiron kid,
yes,
Ichion, 23 of 24 for extra points this year.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
The kid's a real deal. He really is. I don't know if he's getting anybody to look at him, but just like that, Westridge is back in here. And you know, Roddy, at a 12-7 score, that can make a huge difference.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can.
So,
well, Ron, we'll get back with you here shortly. You go find you a dry place and try to stay dry here.
Thank you, sir.
Westridge is back on the board. We'll go out to Science Hill, where Science Hill and Dobbins Bennett. Who's in the red zone, Mikey?
It's Dobbins Bennett. They had a fumble. I think it was a fumble recovery.
Okay.
So they kicked it off, and then they got a fumble recovery.
Okay. So we'll watch here. So it's in the red zone?
Yep.
Let's see what happens here. As we get you think the weather has a factor on things, Mikey?
Oh, absolutely. Because, I mean, the ball is really slick for these kids, especially in this situation, you know. You have to try to keep the ball as dry as you can, but with the rain keep on coming down the way it is, there's no way they can.
No. Here he comes, coming right at you. So Science Hill's in all white tonight, huh?
Yeah. DB's
One
all
down.
in the room. Hold on.
Okay.
It's 3rd and 1. It's winding down the first quarter.
Okay. Mikey, are you on the Science Hill side or are you on the Dobbins Bennett side?
I'm on Science Hill side.
Okay. Don't be biased now.
Oh, I ain't biased. No bias here.
Yeah, I know. Let's see what they do here.
Oh, they
Fumble.
fumbled it. It looked
The
like they
weather is
recovered it.
causing havoc.
Oh yeah, very much so. But yeah, it's causing a lot of havoc for coming down. I got to switch sides, Ronnie, but
All right. Well, you go ahead. We'll get back with you when you get back down there in the red zone. We'll talk to you soon, Mikey. Mike Hines in the zone right here on your high school sports. As he makes his way down at the end of the first quarter, it is Science Hill 7 and Dobbins Bennett 0, but Dobbins Bennett is on the 6-yard line. So as we get ready, just heard from Jake Nichols. He'll be back with us here pretty soon. In the second quarter, Maryville leads Bradley Central 14-7. Knox Halls 12. It is Knox Halls 12, Heritage 0. It is Powell 14, Lenore City 0. Fulton leads Carter 6-0. Farragut leads Bearden 7-0. As we move on down, it is Cott County losing to Sevier County 14-0. South Door 14, Gibbs 0. Webb, Knox West 14, Knox Central 0. I was kind of thinking if that was going to be a hangover from last week, if West was still going to have the hangover from the trip down to Maryville last Friday night, which Maryville basically just done what had its way with Knox West. Hey, before we move in, we need to give a shout out to those great sponsors who help make this possible every week. They help make the zone possible, and they also help make your high school sports game of the week possible. So Krispy Kreme Donuts right here in Sevier County on the Parkway and on Highway 66. Go by, pick you up some the delicious Krispy Kreme donuts. I know you can't get them before the game, so get you some after the game tonight to have for your first thing in the morning with that cup of coffee. Sevier County Electric System, helping keep the lights on all over Sevier County, residential and business, and also helping to keep the lights on at all the high school football games in Sevier County this evening. Riverstone Resort and Spa, the #1 resort in spa in Sevier County, right in the heart of Pigeon Forge. Go by and check it out, and we'll have a great time at the Riverstone Resort. Let's go to Mike Hines. I see you back with us. Are they still in the zone? What's going on, Mikey?
everyone, it was 4-2. Science Hill took over the ball. So
Okay.
I was trying to get down here quick.
So Dobbins Bennett didn't score.
No, they did not.
Okay, so they went for it on 4th down, and
Yes.
seems like they didn't make it.
No, there was a drop pass. I mean, like I said, with the weather it is, they're having hard control of the ball.
Yeah, I'd say it is. It's raining everywhere, and Science Hill is looks like they're going. I'm gonna let you make your way down the field, Mikey. We'll talk to you in a little while, okay? All right. Sevier County 21, Cott County 0. It's a score update right now. As Mikey Hines makes his way down the field to the other side in this torrential downpour, raining all over the high school football on this Friday evening. A lot of the scores are not coming in because a lot of the scores are out in the West Tennessee area, so in Middle Tennessee. But we'll give you what we got here. Let's run them down right quick. Alcoa 35, Austin East 0. I guess Coach Rankin's trying to get out of this rain tonight as they take on the Roadrunners from Austin East, the Alcoa Tornadoes. With the whistle here. Daniel Boone 3, Hampton 0. That is a second quarter score. As we get up here, Elizabethton 7, Seymour 0. Chucky Doak 7, West Green 0. Science Hill, as Mikey Hines says, Science Hill 7 and Dobbins Bennett 0. Science Hill, Dobbins Bennett was down in the zone and could not score. Turned the ball over 4th and 2 on the getting ready to score, and Science Hill held them, and the ball was turned over to Science Hill as they're making their way back down the field. Morristown East 12, William Blunt 0. Knox West 21, Knox Central 0. Lex West is over that hangover last week from the game against Maryville. Jeff County still leads Westridge 12-7. Ron Marvel, our correspondent out there at that game. That is a big game for Jeff County and Westridge. So is the Science Hill Dobbins Bennett game. 2 big games because those are the 4 teams that will make the playoffs from the Northeast area from that conference. But you've got Science Hill, Dobbins Bennett, Jeff County, and Westridge. As Ron was talking, it is, I guess, this Westridge Jeff County game is the game that you win, you don't go to Maryville. That is everything. You don't want to have to go face Maryville in the first round of the playoffs. You definitely want to try to hold them off until the 3rd or 4th round. Knox Catholic 7, MBA 7. That is a good game in the second quarter. Like I said, Morristown East leads William Blunt 12-0. Cleveland 7, Hardin Valley 0. Hold on, scoring update. It is Anderson County 7, Scott County 0. Tomorrow, the playoff brackets will be available online. You can check them out. That really should tell the tale of who goes where. And as the playoffs kick off next Friday night, your high school sports will be here in the zone, covering playoff coverage with scores and hopefully highlights from some of those games. Back to thanking our sponsors. Here we go, Mike. Mike Hines is back with us. I think Mike is, what's going on, Mikey? Science Hill, they're in the zone again, Science Hill.
Yeah. Yeah, they had Jackson Diamond threw a pass to Cole Corbett. It's a midfield pass. It was like a 20 or 30-yard pass.
Okay.
They've coming into the end zone. Or the red zone, rather. We
got bonus coverage. Ron Marvel is at Jeff County versus Westridge, and we'll be back with just hold it that shot, Ron. I can see the field. Science Hill's in the zone. So we'll see what happens here. What down is it, Mikey?
It getting ready to be 3rd down, I think.
Okay.
They're on the 17-yard line with 8:52 left in the second quarter.
Okay. Hey, Nathan, I'll be right with you in a shortly. We're in the zone at Science Hill and got 2 zones going on. We got Science Hill and Dobbins Bennett. Nathan Miranda will be hit with him shortly. He is at Elizabethton versus Seymour with a score of 7-0 in favor of Elizabethton. What's going on?
Let's see for that part.
What down is it, Mikey?
Well, I think it's. Hold on a second. It's 3rd and 4, I guess.
3rd and 4 from the zone. I love. We got bonus coverage from Seymour. Your high school sports game of the week is at Seymour this week, as the Seymour Eagles host the Elizabethton Cyclones. Timeout. Let's go quickly to Nathan. Quickly, Nathan, what's going on while Science Hill takes a timeout?
Hey, Marty. Yeah, I just want to give you a quick score update. It's actually 14-0 now, Elizabethton. They just intercepted a pass off a tip ball and ran it for a touchdown. So it is now 14-0, 7 minutes left in the first quarter.
All right, 14-0 in favor of Elizabethton right in the second quarter. So, Nathan, we'll appreciate it. Stay dry.
I will. Thanks, Roddy.
All right, let's go to you, Ron. Quickly to Ron. What's going on, Ron?
Yeah, Austin Haney for Westridge just returned an interception for 47 yards for the score. We stand at 14-7 to 12 West Ridge with 4:58 left here and till the half.
All right. I see you've moved up to some drier ground. I see.
I wouldn't call it drier.
Well, it's for, ask you something, how important that those 2 extra points are.
Oh, yeah.
14-12 favor of West Ridge. And I was telling our fans, this is the game you dubbed as the winner don't want to go to Jeff Kent, go to Maryville, right?
Yeah, yeah. And you're right, Roddy. Those 2 extra points right now, the difference in the game. And
Definitely. Let's go back to Mike. You hold your shot there. Back to Mikey. We're in the zone with Science Hill. They're coming right at you. Mikey, what down was that?
Peyton Green.
Robinson's
punt goes into the end zone.
I think they made the first down.
Okay.
Put on the 20 where the Wolves take over first and 10.
Yeah, it's first on the 5.
1st and 5 with Science Hill in the zone here. What's going on, Mikey? Timeout?
I don't know exactly.
Couple of quick score updates. Cleveland 14, Hardin Valley 3, Fulton 9, Carter 0. As Ron Marvel just said, it is West Ridge 14 and Jeff County 12. Hold on there, Jake, just a second. We're in the zone, and it looks like Science Hill.
Science Hill just scored.
Science Hill just scored on Dobbins Bennett to make the score 13-0. How's the foot, Jake?
It's doing fine.
I know you're watching the game.
It's hurting
What's
a
the
little
score?
bit, but it's doing better than it was.
What's the score?
For what?
Braves and Astros. I know you're watching the game.
They hadn't started yet tonight.
Okay. Hang in there for just a second. We're going to see this extra point, and then we'll get right to you. All right. It's good, Mikey?
Yep. Looks like it's good.
14-0. Dobbins Bennett versus Science Hill. Science Hill leading 14-0. Mikey, we'll get back with you. We're going to talk to Jake Nichols right quick. See what's going on with Jake. Hey, Jake, let's talk as we know right now, Science Hill beating Dobbins Bennett 14-0. West Ridge is up over Jeff County. So in that conference, like we talked a little bit last night, it would be Science Hill who would win out.
Right.
And then you've got Dobbins Bennett would be second, Jeff County third. No, Jeff County, if they lose, they would make that trip to Maryville, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So you've been checking on some things. What have you been studying the scenarios for the playoffs?
Yeah, a little bit, and it looks like they're the most interesting scenarios right now are in 5A around Knoxville, because I mean you've got 3 teams essentially in Powell, in Central, and in West that could all 3 make it to Chattanooga for that state championship game. They all have the ability to, and so I think that the way things shake out there is going to be really interesting. And obviously looking at that West Central game tonight as who will be first place in their region.
Yeah, and that score, and then it is 21-0 favor West right now. Hold on, Jake. Nathan's with me. Go ahead, Nathan. Where you at in the zone?
Hey, Roddy. Yeah, here in the zone at Seymour for the hosting Elizabethton on the Your High School Sports Game of the Week. Quick score update. It's 21-0 now, Elizabethton. Seymour had a 4th down on their own, roughly 35-yard line. They snapped it over the punter's head. Elizabethton recovered the ball in the end zone. So it's now 21-0 in favor of the Cyclones. 5 minutes, 33 seconds left in the first quarter. Back to you, Roddy.
Thank you, Nathan. Nathan's at Seymour as Elizabethton taking on the Eagles, 21-0. Back to you, Jake. I was looking at it right now. West is up 28-0 on Central. If West wins that game. Looks like, I was talking to the fans about this. I thought West may come out a little flat from last week's game, but it doesn't look like that. Do you give credit to Maryville from last week's game?
Yeah, I think so. I think that, given the way that they jumped out on West immediately, that, a lot of us thought that it would be at least a little closer going toward halftime. And
Yeah.
so, coming out this week, obviously, Lamar Brown's message is, start fast and end it the same way. And, don't let yourself get caught up and get behind.
And the hype behind Maryville, though, who else? So you got that. What else? What else stands out in your mind?
I think right now in 3A, thinking about the way that Pearl Cone has played throughout the season, I think they're definitely the favorite throughout the state right now to end up facing Alcoa in that state championship game. But the Tornadoes obviously as dominant as ever as they were last night. But going down to 2A and 1A, things are a little more interesting there, I think. But I think, like I said, the main caveat or the main, I guess, bit of confusion throughout the state is there in that 5A bracket, at least in terms of speaking around the Knoxville area.
And I was looking at our poll. I was going over the poll. You've got 3 teams in the top 4. You've got West, you've got Powell, and you've got Central. And as Central started out as slow as they did, to be where they're at now, ranked 4th in the state, they're in a dogfight right now with West. But West, West's been number 1 all year long. That's the key. Can they maintain it, or do they? What do you think about the down in the playoffs if they do meet Powell? What do you think?
Truthfully, I don't really know, because I mean, at times we've seen this West team play down a little bit, like whenever they played against Sevier County, right? But we've also seen them play up at times and play kind of above their ranking, even without Shannon Blair. And so, obviously, having lost him in week 1 of this season, that they were able to get used to playing without him, but still not having him in the playoffs could be a big loss when you face a Powell team that has a receiving core like they do. And so I don't know. I think that could be really interesting. Just like I said, given the way that we've seen West kind of fluctuate according to its opponent each week.
What about Class 4A? You've got Greenville on top. You've got Elizabethton still there. You've got the teams out of Knoxville. You got South Doyle. You have Fulton. What do you think? What do you think for 4A? Well, hold that right there. Hold on before you go. Nathan's back. What do you got, Nathan?
Hey, everybody. I have another score update here at Seymour. Seymour just punted to Elizabethton, and they returned it for a touchdown. So it's 28-0 now, Elizabethton. Still the first quarter.
All right. So you stay dry. We'll talk to you in a little while. You may be going home early.
It looks like it. It looks like it's going to be a run roll game in the second half for sure. So. All
right. Nathan Miranda, he is at Seymour as the Eagles are taking on Elizabethton right here in the zone. Nathan, we'll talk to you shortly. Now, Jake, elaborate on 4A. What do you think?
I know that Greenville has looked really strong. Playing Seymour a couple weeks ago, they won, 66-7.
Yeah.
So I mean, they have dominated throughout this season, and I think we've seen Elizabethton struggle a little bit. If I remember right, Elizabethton beat South Green by a touchdown last week, and so I think that 4A, that even though Elizabethton's obviously beating Seymour by quite a bit right now, that Greenville also beat Elizabethton by a pretty good amount earlier this year. So I think that there is a little bit of a gap there between number 1 and number 2. And I think that could get more interesting as we get, more into the playoffs, because now we're not talking about Elizabethton as a team that's going for its first state championship or even its second. The Cyclones are going for a 3-peat. And that's obviously going to be tough to do against a Greenville team that so far has looked really, really tough.
They scored 88 points a couple of weeks ago against Sullivan East. Do you my thing is, you score 88 points with a running clock. You got to see them against Seymour. Are they that good a football team?
I think they are right now. And, I think that given the fact that Greenville beat them pretty well earlier this season, that it could shape up to be a little bit of a struggle for the Cyclones should they meet Greenville in the playoffs again this year, because we've seen, in every year in 4A, at least in the more recent years, that it's ended up pretty much being Greenville and Elizabethton vying for that state championship spot. And so I think it could get interesting. And, like I said, that a lot of Elizabethton fans, are hoping for that third straight state title. And now I think have, become used to that feeling, right, of getting to the state championship and of winning. And it's amazing, right, how quickly you can get used to that after a drought for so long like that, like they experienced, and, how quickly you can grow accustomed to being in those final few weeks in December. But like I said, I think that it could be tough for Elizabethton should they meet Greenville in the playoffs again this year. And by the way that they're beating Seymour tonight, and should they advance like they normally do, it looks like it could be a crash course again.
Yeah, it could be. But you got Anderson County down there. Anderson
That's true.
County, always a really good football team.
That's
That
true.
one of these teams will have to play Anderson County.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Anderson County is a team that I think I didn't really expect a whole lot out of this year, but they've really done well. And even going back to when Brandon and I saw them in 7-on-7 work this past summer up in Gatlinburg, they looked really, really good. Or excuse me, it was it was like a team of kids from Anderson County, but they had to be, named something different, I think. But anyway,
Yeah, they couldn't be coached by the coach or something.
So anyway, they but you could tell that they had that experience of playing together, and in the times that I've been able to watch them since, they've looked as cohesive as they did this summer. And they don't have the biggest guys or the brightest stars across that roster, but they have seriously got a well-oiled machine, for lack of a better term. So they could, like you said, they could be really tough as well.
And plus, too, we at media days, we talked to Coach Black from Fulton. Fulton could be right there, too. Fulton and South Dahl. So you've got a lot of teams coming out of the Knoxville area that could really upset the apple cart between Greenville and Elizabeth. So hold on a minute. Let me see what Ron is doing. Ron, I see you there. Is it halftime?
It is halftime, Roddy, and I'm getting my thought. Jeff County was marching down the field, got close to the red zone, but then Jace Dobbins threw an interception at the 7-yard line. And wisely, I may add, Westridge ran the clock out to go into the half up 14-12.
Okay. So, Ron, go find you an umbrella, and we'll see you in the third quarter where Westridge is leading 14-12 over Jeff County. We'll see you after the third quarter. Back to with you, Jake. We've discussed the playoffs. We know the 6A is going to come down to Maryville and Oakland. But Brandon, there's a few other teams down there in the Nashville area that could give Oakland some fits, correct?
Yeah, there are. I think that Brandon's evaluated those guys more than I have, but but so far as I've seen, Oakland's looked pretty seamless. So I think that like you said, that ultimately, with the firepower that Oakland has, they've got Jordan James in the backfield. He's a Georgia commit. They've got Isaiah Horton out wide at wide receiver. He's a Florida commit. And so with two SEC guys, ironically, whose teams are supposed to play tomorrow,
right?
I think that there's not much reason to doubt what the Patriots can do again.
Okay, so it'll come down to who the Maryville Oakland game. That will probably, I hate to say this, that'll be the state championship, and then the team that goes on to face the other team will probably be another. It'll be a consolation game. Hey, are you still with me?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
I'm going to try to check on the Maryville Bradley Central score right now and see if I can find something there.
Yeah, I can give it to you. Hold on a second. It is right now Maryville Bradley Central It is 28-7 favor of Maryville.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
I really thought that would be a game. Bradley Central coming in 8-1. Maryville, number 2 in the state. Bradley Central ranked in the top 10. I thought that would be a different game. But
Yeah,
as you and Ralph
especially
said, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say especially because whenever I saw the first stat line from the game on the first play from scrimmage, Bradley Central rips off an 80-yard touchdown run. And whenever I saw that, I'm like, this may be more of a game than I thought. But as we typically see, Maryville collects itself and responds with 28 unanswered points and looks like they're well on their way to another route and their 21st straight region title.
Man,
Yeah.
you just think about that county. You got over 30 state championships between 2 schools, and
you've got
what's
35
ironic about that?
You've got actually 36, I believe.
Yeah.
Would be correct now. Yeah.
36 state championships between 2 schools. The ironic thing, what I was going to say, is they're not that far apart. They're probably
right.
6 miles? 6 miles
Yeah.
apart from each other?
Yeah, you're exactly right. And that's obviously kind of the argument for people across the state whenever Alcoa gets to another conversation about reclassification, is because they and Maryville always play pretty closely. They did certainly this year in a 30-27 win for Maryville, but every year Alcoa's closest game is against its rival within the same county that's 3 classes higher.
Yes. Plus, you got another argument. Let's talk a little bit about that. You got Maryville. You got, Alcoa, 3A, goes to number 5A, West, and beats West.
Yep.
In double overtime. But, okay, the argument is, and I was talking to a coach yesterday, and talked to Coach Scott Meadows, actually, and he didn't want to get into that, okay? He didn't want to get into that argument. But I guess everybody around the state says that if you move them, where would you move them to? Hold that thought.
Yeah.
Let me go to Mikey. He's in the zone. Go, Mikey. What's happening?
Hey, Roddy, it's got 1:15 left in the second quarter. DB is driving. So they're on the, looks like 16-yard line.
Yeah. Score still 14-0 Science Hill?
Yes, sir. Yeah, and
No,
I mean, there's been a lot of drop passes, stuff like that, slipping through the hands and all that stuff.
Yeah, the weather is great. We can have a couple of scores of interest. Jake and I were talking about Alcoa 56, Austin East 0, Cleveland 14. Woo, yeah. We're going to give you keep thinking about that, Jake, what I was going to ask you. Well, Mikey is timeout. Let me go to Jake right quick. Stay with us, Mikey. Jake, what do you think? What classification should they be in?
I don't know what to say really, because like you said, they beat the teams in pretty much every other classification too, with exception to Maryville. But obviously, if you're going just by enrollment, then I guess Alcoa should stay in the same thing, or at least from the numbers I've seen. But it just still, I mean, even going by enrollment, I don't know. It feels like they should at least take another look at it, because it feels like the scores each week speak for themselves.
Yes.
But that's just me.
That's just you. Hang in there for a second. We're going back to Mikey. Dobbins Bennett. Now, this is a game, Jake. Dobbins Bennett and Science Hill. Science Hill leading 14-0 at Dobbins Bennett.
Oh, wow.
What do you got, Mikey? What down is it?
10-yard line. Second and 8 with 52 seconds.
52 seconds at halftime. Okay. As we get ready, Jake, I'm thinking. My question to you is: Can Alcoa sustain 5A every week if they moved them to 5A?
I mean, honestly, I think so. If you look at the depth, that they have across their sideline, I mean, it's greater than, any other 5A team or any other 3A team has in the state, right? And so, honestly, I think that, like you said, West gave them a fight, but quite honestly, I was surprised that one was as close as it was, just because we're so used to seeing Alcoa dominate teams regardless of classification.
Yep, you're right. You're right. Mikey, looked like an incomplete pass right there.
Yeah, it's 4th and 7, 16 seconds. They're going to probably kick from the looks of
Kick
the
a field goal.
It's good.
All right, so 14-3 favor of Science Hill. Mikey,
Yes.
we'll talk to you after halftime. You find somewhere to stay dry, get warm, and we'll
All right,
talk
thanks.
to you in the third quarter. Hey,
Thanks,
Jake, to you, I'm kind of leaning toward 4A. I could see them in a weekend win out against Elizabeth and Greenville. I think that would be a good classification. Anderson County, I think it'd be good, but like we always say, enrollment numbers speak for themselves. I can't move. I could move, but why should I? My students, But hey, we talked playoffs. Let's talk a little bit about recruiting. You do a lot of recruiting for SI. Talk about recruiting. Who's the big person on the board at UT?
So right now they've got several guys coming in that are highly touted in 22. You start there with Taven Jackson, out of Indiana, and he has got a live arm and somebody that can contribute, I think, as maybe early as a sophomore season at Tennessee, which could become more interesting given or whether Hendon Hooker stays or not next year. And with the fact that Harrison Bailey just departed the Vols and, in mid-season, I might add. And that leaves Tennessee with literally, you had 5 quarterbacks last year that are no longer with the Tennessee Volunteers. They have all left. And so obviously that puts things on Hendon Hooker, who is having a Heisman-like season right now, frankly, and is, I don't think, being recognized for it enough. But but like you said, going more into recruiting the 23 class, you start with a guy like Elijah Herring out of Riverdale. And he was one of, I think he was actually the first in-state guy to commit to Josh Heupel, and he has helped lead the way in this 23 class. And Heupel is out on the road recruiting again right now, and obviously spending that bye week as he should, trying to get more guys in the boat. And so far, on that note, from what he said and from what recruits have reflected to him, that before this season, it was hard for Heupel to get guys in and to give them the experience that he had at Tennessee and what they would undergo under his leadership on Rocky Top. But now you've got those offensive numbers on paper. You've got the results on paper. You've got the changed mindset on paper. And so now it's making it a really easy sell for guys that they love the environment of Neyland Stadium, like, a couple weeks ago against Ole Miss, or for, 59 minutes of that anyway. But then, they love the environment. They love what they're seeing out of this offense. And they love the way that Heupel talks to his guys. We've heard multiple times, especially out of Theo Jackson, one of the older DBs, that it's not like last year where, frankly, under the Pruitt regime, you're getting cussed at throughout practice. That, Heupel talks to them and, relates things and teaches them rather than just yelling at them. And so all of those things grouped together, there's a really strong pull right now for what Josh Heupel is building at Tennessee. And it's attracted guys from across the state and out of the state as well.
What about Walter Nolan, the big defensive tackle from Powell? What do you think? Is he more impressed now with Heupel than he was before?
I'm not really sure about his thoughts on Heupel, to be quite honest. I know he's I know he's taken a couple visits recently. He went to Texas A&M, I believe, for their win over Alabama. There was a video of him on the field actually celebrating with the rest of the Aggie fans for that one. But, his recruitment is still, I think, wide open. He's still got a lot of top suitors. Michigan, Tennessee, as mentioned, Florida, Texas A&M. I think, there are several teams still in the mix, despite, the fact that he had a few months ago released the top 3. But there are several schools still vying for his services. And it should be really interesting to see which one wins out. But this thing is still wide open right now.
So anybody else? What about, I know Brandon talks a lot about the Brown kid from Pearl Cone. He said his was still open. I think he committed early to Alabama, but I think it's open. What do you think? Is that a shot for Tennessee?
Yeah, Barryon Brown, I think that is a shot for Tennessee. I think that, given the way that Josh Heupel runs this offense, that a guy with Barryon Brown's speed would fit in seamlessly. And I feel like he has to like what he sees from this program. Can't really speak for him, but, we've seen what he has on film. He's obviously a very fast guy that can move with a lot of agility and can make guys miss in a flash for, an 80, 85-yard touchdown, as Brandon saw, I think, a few weeks ago, and as you saw on the Zone. So, he has that quick playmaking ability and can be a guy that would be essential to a class. And so I think that obviously that if you're Josh Heupel, your eyes have to start there with that kind of playmaker just down the road in Nashville.
And, is he I know that you cover them day in and day out. Are they making more inroads in the state now?
Yeah, I think so. I've heard, or at least seen online from a couple in-state coaches that say, that they're glad Heupel is there, that, that the previous staff barely paid any attention. I think one quote came from either a dad or a coach at Davidson Academy in Nashville. And so you can already see that Josh Heupel is making those connections. A few weeks ago, he made the rounds around Knoxville, went to Knox Catholic, went to Carnes, went to a couple other places, all in the realm of one Friday afternoon. And so he's making that effort, not just in the Knoxville area, but around the state, and reaching out to different guys to try to pull them in the boat. And, you can say what you want about out-of-state guys, about, like I said, bringing in Jackson from Indiana, about getting guys from around the Southeast and around the country. But when it comes down to it, you need a core of Tennessee guys on your team if you are the Tennessee Volunteers.
Yes,
you need a group of guys that grow up wanting to put on the orange jersey and the power tee, regardless of talent level. Obviously, they need to have a certain level of skill and acumen, but you need a group of guys that bleed orange, that are kind of a football version of Evan Russell in the baseball program. Or, we've seen the same thing actually in the football program and guys like Alante Taylor. And so you need some of those guys in this program to be able to have that foundation and to be able to express what this tradition means, and, what it means to win in this program, and what it means to this fan base for this program to win, to be able to get guys from out of state as well.
What do you hear from any, like you talked about, Knoxville area? He's making the rounds to the schools in Knoxville. Is there anybody in particular he's looking at in Knoxville?
Yeah. So I was going to mention that as well. So Deshaun Bishop, a couple weeks ago, whenever they played Powell, I know that Josh Heupel was in attendance for that. And obviously Powell's got, aside from Walter Nolan, they've got a couple other playmakers with Tennessee offers in Aiden Green and Darius Redmond, both at wideout. And then you've got, for Carnes, as mentioned, Bishop, who currently leads the entire country in running back statistics. He is absolutely insane.
Is it okay if I continue to leave that right?
I think Ron, I can hear you. I'm still talking to Jake. It's still halftime, right? Go ahead. So
But
Bishop,
anyway,
that's
sorry.
what Brandon had said the same thing to me. Brandon had mentioned, I didn't know that Bishop was the number one ranked running back in the country.
Yeah, and it's absolutely insane because he's only a junior. So when you factor in the fact that he's got another year ahead of him, I think that has a lot of defensive coordinators around Knoxville High School is pretty afraid for what can happen next year too.
So
And
that would
like
be
I mentioned, he has a Tennessee offer, and I think, as mentioned with Barryon Brown, I think should be excited by what he's seeing in the Vols program. And obviously, Tennessee didn't have as much success running the football at Alabama, but in what we've seen previously out of Tyon Evans and Jabari Small and the way that they factor in those backs, and with this offense, we've heard from Josh Heupel time and time again, and now seen it on paper several times that people talk about this offense being primarily through the air and throwing a lot, but it's also predicated quite a bit on the running game, and you have to think that appeals to a guy like Bishop, who obviously has grown in his ability throughout this year.
So some interesting players that the UT staff could pull in. I know that is a quick update for you. Maryville 35, Bradley Central 7.
Okay.
35. We've been talking to Jake Nichols. He is our resident play-by-play for your high school sports game of the week. Jake is out on IR. He will be back next week when we start the coverage of our playoffs. Jake, he'll be covering the Knoxville school. So, hey, rest up, and we'll talk to you next week, my friend.
Sounds good, Roddy. I appreciate it.
All right. Let's run in and go check in with Nathan. What's going on, Mr. Miranda?
Hey, Roddy. Yeah, Elizabethton score still 28-0, but Elizabethton now is in the red zone. They got the ball just outside me. It looks like they got the ball on the 22. So let's take a look at that for a second. 7 minutes and 41 seconds left in the second quarter right now.
Oh, in the second quarter or third quarter?
No, second.
Second?
Yeah, this was a 7:30 p.m. kickoff.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, and they just scored. All right, so 22-yard touchdown pass makes it 34-0, awaiting the extra point.
All right, 34-0. Tell me about Elizabeth. How do they look, Nathan? Do they look like you guys? We've covered a lot of teams. We've not seen Elizabethton this year. Do they look like a team ready for the playoff run?
They do, right? Definitely. They've got a lot of size on the offensive defensive line, and they're really winning the line of scrimmage right now, which I think is the biggest difference. And it's tough to really gauge how prepared they are for the playoffs on this game, because I think they were expected to win this game coming in. I don't think this is a surprise to anyone right now. So I think this would be good to just kind of hone their skills, kind of tune up here, getting ready for the playoffs. But they definitely look good.
Let me ask you this: Is this you're up 35-0 second quarter? Is it a time to start letting some of your younger players play? You got playoffs start next week. Is it time for you to say, okay, let's get some other players in the game?
Yeah, that's an excellent point, Roddy. I don't know if they'll do it in the first half. For sure, in the second half, I think from the get-go that you should start to see some substitutions. But you make an excellent point. With the playoffs coming up. They may want to rest some of their guys. Maybe if this was the middle of the season, they'd let them play out the first half. But yeah, I have to keep an eye on that and let you know. Right now, it looks like they still have the starters in, obviously, but it just now is 35-0, which is that mark of the run roll, in the second half. So yeah, I say for sure the second half, and we have to see in the next 7 minutes here, the first half.
All right. Well, Nathan Miranda is out there in the rain at Seymour as the Eagles are taking on Elizabeth and up 35-0. Nathan, we'll talk to you shortly from the zone. How's the guys doing up in the blocks?
Doing well, yeah. This is the Your High School Sports Game of the Week. For anybody who wants to stick with this game, go check it out on the Your High School Sports Facebook page. They're doing well, yeah. I think they're trying to defend against the wind and rain. Yeah, stay dry. They have a tarp up though, so you got some cover.
Yeah. All right. Well, Nathan, we'll talk to you soon. All right.
All right. See you.
Take care of yourself. Nathan Miranda out at the game of the week, your high school sports game of the week. Like he said, Seymour taking on the Elizabethton Cyclones. It is right now 35-0 favor of Elizabethton with 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. That was a 7:30 start game. A couple of quick highlights here. Some scores. Chucky Doak 14, West Green 13 in the second quarter. A lot of games some of the games started at 7:30 tonight, like the Seymour game, your high school sports game of the week, started at 7:30. So as we get ready to, let's give you a quick update. Daniel Boone 17, Hampton 7, Davy Crockett 7, Richlands, Virginia 0. Science Hill 14, Dobbins Bennett 3. There's a halftime score. Mike Hines is out there for your high school sports zone. He is braving the weather as Science Hill looking to try to, win that conference outright. If Science Hill wins tonight, they will win the conference championship and host a first round playoff game next Friday night. Berea, Kentucky 13, Jellicoe 0. Unicoi County 27, Johnson County 0. Cumberland, Cloudon 14, North Green Zip. Like Nathan Miranda just reported, 35-0, Elizabethton over Seymour. Volunteer 13, Sullivan East 0. Tennessee High 20, Cherokee 0. West Ridge, which is one of our games that the Zone is covering tonight. West Ridge is leading Jeff County 14-12. It is halftime there, and Ron Marvel will be back with us in the start of the third quarter. Morrison East 25, William Blunt 0. That is the second quarter score. It's halftime now. Alcoa 56, Austin East 0. Anderson County 18, Scott County 0. Cleveland 35, Hardin Valley 3. Oneida 7, Coalfield 0. Farragut tied up with Bearden at halftime 7-7. Fulton at half over Carter 17-0. Halftime, Knox Halls 38. Heritage 0. At half, Maryville 35, Bradley Central 7. Monterey 21, Wartburg 0. Union County 20 over Northview Academy 14. Greenback 14, Oakdale 13. York Institute 14, Rockwood 13. Sevier County 42, Cott County 3. That is a halftime score as well. South Doyle 28, Gibbs 0. That is a halftime score. A lot of scores of interest. Had a real good conversation with Jake Nichols. Jake would love to be out at our game of the week, which is going on. Jake does the play-by-play, but stepping in to help things out is Ralph Miranda and Chris Blevins. If you'd like to see that game, tune in to go over to your high school sports Facebook page and you can see that game live right there coming to you from Seymour. It is in the second quarter, so a lot of game to still to play. Knox West leading Knox Central 49-0 at halftime. That is another conference championship game. Knox West lost a game last week to number 2 Maryville. They lost at the Rebels, heading to the Rebels. So looks like they are bouncing back over that game that lost last week. It is Clinton 7, Corn 7. Jake talks about the running back from Corn, the Bishop kid, is a junior and is the number 1 running back in the country. And he's just a junior. That's one of the people, one of the kids that Josh Heupel is after. Follow Jake Nichols on Sports Illustrated. He covers UT as the beat writer for UT for Sports Illustrated. Catch out his every day. Jake posts something from the press conferences and from finding out what kids may be coming to put on the orange jerseys for UT. A lot of information Jake gave us. We talked a little bit about the playoffs as they get started next Friday night. And he will be with us as we start covering the playoffs next Friday night right here on your high school sports, the Zone. Quick update, right quick. East Hamilton 8 and Hickson 0, South Pittsburgh 14, Copper Basin 0, Loudon 7, Kingston 0. We are sponsored in part this evening and all season long. We'd like to thank these great sponsors right here in Sevier County. Krispy Kreme Donuts on the Parkway in Pigeon Forge and on Highway 66. The hot light will be on a little while longer. It is 8:22 in the east. They will be on about 10:30. So stop by and get you some piping hot Krispy Kreme donuts that will be delicious tonight as it's cold. Get you a good cup of Joe or some hot chocolate right there at Krispy Kreme donuts. Sevier County Electric, keeping the lights on all over Sevier County this evening in residential and the businesses, and also at all the local high school football games around Sevier County, keeping our guys lights on at Seymour, where the Eagles are taking on the Elizabethton Cyclones. Riverstone Resort and Spa in the heart of Pigeon Forge. Check them out. A great place to stay, play, have some fun right there in Pigeon Forge. The Riverstone Resort and Spa. Buddy's Barbecue, feeding our crew tonight. Chris picked up some great barbecue for our crew tonight, but you pick up some barbecue right there. Tomorrow is rib day. So I believe there's a special, all the ribs you can eat at a low price, but we like the Tuesday night special. Their plate dinners are $7.99 all day long at Buddy's Barbecue right here in Sevier County on Highway 66 as you're coming into our great city. That's Buddy's Barbecue. Claymo's Express Shine Car Wash. 2 locations that get your car clean on Wires Valley Road, and also at their new location right in the heart of Sevierville, coming into Pigeon Forge. The new location, stop by and get your car cleaned up. You may need it after this torrential rain that is falling all around us on this Friday evening. Allowine Pottery Company. Allowine, Robert and his crew, his family have been making great pottery for 30 years. He knows what he's doing. They've been making pottery for 30 years. Check them out. Go out to the Glades community and let Robert show you how. They've got great people that can help you buy. You can actually see them make the pottery right there on the premises. So it's just something that he's really, really proud of. Robert Allewine, Allewine Pottery. Check them out on if you're staying in a hotel, if you'd like to go see what's going on. Robert shows up on channel 196. If you're a Spectrum subscriber, channel 196, the Allewine Pottery channel. Check them out. Blades Hair Salon and Sosquito's 2. Pizza and pasta, New York style pizza and pasta in the Tanger Outlet Mall. Just giving a shout out to those great fine sponsors that help your high school sports, the Zone, and your high school sports game of the week continue on. As we go ahead, some other scores: Loudon 14, Kingston 0, McMinn Central 7, Sweetwater 7. Second quarter, Oak Ridge 14, Campbell County 7. That is in the second quarter. Powell 38, Lenore City 0, halftime score. Signal Mountain 6, Brainerd 0. On down into some of the games are getting underway down in the Middle Tennessee area. Macon County 3, Cumberland County 0. A lot of wet weather out there tonight. If you're out of the game and if you'd like to see more of what's going on with your high school sports, tune in. Go to your high school sports, YHSS the Zone on your YouTube channel. Just check it out, YHSS the Zone, and catch all what's going on. We got next week, your high school sports will kick off the playoff coverage. We'll know tomorrow who plays who, and check us out on probably posted on Wednesday, where our guys will be at all next Friday night. With the Zone, will have full coverage with scores and zone coverage right here on your high school sports. The Zone. Ray County 14, Coffee County 0. As we go, excuse me, as we move on down in Trousdale County 7, Watertown 0. Fayetteville 6, Eagleville 0. Tullahoma 7. That is somebody we really need to, for you schools up in the Northeast. Tullahoma is ranked number 2 between Greenville and Elizabeth, and so that should be a team that could upset the apple cart for the teams up this way. Gardensville 7, Clay County 0. Green Hill 7, Mount Juliet 7. That's a first quarter score. Waverly 7, Fairview 0. McKenzie 14. McKeon 6. A lot of White House 7, White House Heritage 7. That is a game down in Robertson County, down in the Nashville area. Henry County 7, Portland 0. Haywood 13, Orem County 6. Peabody 20, West Carroll 0. Getting some Memphis scores in on things. And jumping down to Division II, the private schools, MBA 10, Knox Catholic 7. CAK 21, Silverdale 0. Knox Webb 7, Chattanooga Christian 6. Boyd Buchanan 21, Grace Christian of Knoxville 0. As we go on down, a lot of the scores, a lot of the schools down in the West Tennessee area have not reported yet. So a lot of things going on this Friday night. It is week number 11 in the high school football season. Just a few things. We'll be getting back out there to some of the games that we're covering. A couple of games up in the northeast port of East Tennessee. That is Science Hill, Johnson City, Science Hill, Hilltoppers taking on the Kingsport Dobbins Bennett Indians. Mike Hines is out there at that game. And right now, Science Hill leads 14-3 in the torrential downpour. Quick update, Westview 34, Houston County 0. That is a first quarter score, 3:19 to go in the first quarter. That is out of the Memphis area. Westview 31, Henry County 0. Back to it, and then Ron Marvel is out at West Ridge, which West Ridge is taking on Jeff County with 9:08 in the third quarter. The score is still 14-12 favor of Westview. So a couple of quick things. Tullahoma 35, Glencliff 0. That is the first quarter score. An update right there as we get ready to some of the games that are at half or getting ready to kick back off. We'll be hearing from Mike Hines. We'll be hearing from Ron Marvel. We'll actually be hearing from Nathan Miranda a little bit later on in this tonight's zone coverage, Your High School Sports. If you'd like to see the Elizabeth and Seymour game, tune in to Your High School Sports. Just turn over to Your High School Sports Facebook page, and you can see Your High School Sports Game of the Week, which is Elizabeth and Cyclones 35, Seymour 0. That was the last we heard from Nathan Miranda. Quick scores update, Clinton 19, Corin 7. Chucky Doak 14, West Green 0. Ron is back with us. Ron sent us a quick score, 14-12. Is it still 14-12 favor West Ridge?
It's 14-12, but West Ridge has got the ball down on the 1 yard line.
Okay. We're in the zone with Ron Marvel. He's at West Ridge and Jeff County.
Fumble.
There
have been 6 fumbles in this game tonight, Roddy.
6 fumbles in a game like this.
No, hey, I'm sorry, 6 turnovers.
6 turnovers. You had said to me, Ron, is either team throwing the ball?
I wouldn't say successfully. You've had a few passes. Ethan's made a few. Jace has attempted a few. Nothing really stands out in my head as, certainly no success.
No success.
No.
So it's typically just 4 yards in a cloud of dust or a cloud of rain tonight.
Yeah, 4 yards in a cloud of puddle.
Cloud of puddle. Oh, what do we got here? Timeout.
Timeout.
Okay, timeout. As you are there, Ron. Basically, this is a game that is won in the trenches. Who seems to have the momentum in the trenches right now? Is it Westview?
Westridge currently. This has been this has actually been a fairly good drive, a fairly sustained drive, helped by a couple of penalties that Jeff County has committed.
Go ahead.
In this, I was just going to say, Roddy, in this weather, it just seems like every mistake that you make it's just capitalized. It's just huge, multiplied.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because you in a game like this, you know that you're in the playoffs, but you wanna go in the playoffs on a winning note. You don't
Yeah.
want to go in the playoffs, losing a game. This is a this Westridge team is a team that was put together, between three schools in the Sullivan
Yeah.
County.
And Roddy, I've heard them called the Sullivan County All-Stars, but just as a reminder, I'll remind you that none of those programs were particularly humming at the time.
Right.
South was struggling, North certainly was struggling, and Central has struggled for a long time. So I was really hoping to speak to Coach Hilton this week just to talk about what it's been like to merge these teams.
Maybe you can get a word with after this game.
Yeah.
And especially for next week, if you can get with him and so you can get some things, because I'd like to know that too. Another timeout called right there at your game. I'm going to switch to Mikey. It looks like Dobbins Bennett is in the red zone. What's going on, Mikey?
Yeah, Donovan Bennett fumble. Dobbins Bennett is driving. They're at the side shield 10-yard line, and they just fumbled the snap. They still got the ball back. 10, 21. It's 3rd and 1 on the 7.
Okay. It looks like Dobbins Bennett have they taken momentum from Science Hill?
I wouldn't say completely momentum. They just had a couple really good plays that got them this close.
Okay.
Like on a 2.
Yeah. Stay with it, Mikey. I'm gonna go back to Ron right quick. Westridge is in the zone. They're on the 1-yard line. You keep watching. I'm still watching you, Mikey. But Ron, this is
4th and 2.
Is it, Ron?
4th and 2, goal to go.
4th and 2.
Here comes your sweep. And there's your touchdown.
Touchdown, Westridge. That looks like that's something that they could score right there.
Yeah, there was some good blocking right there, Roddy. The end was sealed. And I think what Reiner did right there, because he is a dual threat, he kind of faked that pass and it held the cornerback in so he couldn't commit. So that dual threat purpose right there was huge.
This extra point is huge goo. Oh, that kid's good.
That kid is good.
So it's 21-12 favor Westridge. Ron will be back.
21-12, Roddy, with 3:50 left in the 3rd quarter.
All right, we'll be back with you, Ron, here shortly. What happened there, Mikey? Did they hold on 4th down?
They stopped them. So Science Hill takes over down. It looks like the 2-yard line.
On the 2-yard line. So it's still Dobbins, Science Hill 14.
And DB 3.
All right, we'll be back with you shortly, Mike. You hang in there. Kind of stay dry. A lot going on around the state. Those 2 games are very important. Ron Marvel is out at Westridge, and Westridge takes a 21-12 lead over Jeff County. And as you just saw in the zone there, that Science Hill held Dobbins Bennett. It was 4th and goal, and they could not turn it up, could not score, and Science Hill takes it over on downs. Couple of quick score updates here. Chucky Doak 20, West Green 13. That game right there has playoff implications all around it too. Talking to Coach Meadows yesterday before he met GP last night in his win 17-14. The winner of this game takes on, now I'm mistaken, I think the winner takes on GP and the loser takes on Pigeon Forge. So both West Green and Chucky Doak are in the playoffs. Just depends on who wins and which way they go. They both want, the winner will go to GP and the loser will face Pigeon Forge next week at Pigeon Forge. The winner will host GP next week in the first round of the playoffs. Davy Crockett, Daniel Boone, 17, Hampton 7. Crockett 7, Richmond, Virginia, Richlands, Virginia. That is Richlands, Virginia. That is out of Virginia. They are trailing Crockett 7-0. Science Hill still leading, as you just saw, 14-3 over Dobbins Bennett, as Science Hill had a goal line stand as Dobbins Bennett was knocking on the door. Berea, Kentucky 13, Jellicoe 0. Unicoi County 40, Johnson County 0. Cloudon 22, North Green 0. Elizabethton still leads with in the second quarter, should be closing in on half, 35-0 over Seymour. Volunteer 19, Sullivan East 0. Maryville 42, Bradley Central 7. That is in the third quarter. Tennessee High 23, Cherokee 0. West Ridge, as we just saw, West Ridge go up 21-12 over Jeff County in the third quarter. Ron, I see you back with us. Ron, I'm listening. I hear you. I don't see you. As we continue with our scores, 21-12 favor West Ridge over Jeff County. Morristown East leads Morristown East 25, William Blunt 0. That is a really good one. Alcoa, that's a good be a good win for Coach Slover and his Hurricanes to win to get a win in the last game of the season. Morrison East leading 25-0. Farragut 14, Bearden 7. That's a third quarter score. Alcoa 56, Austin East 0. Anderson County 31 is halftime scores, guys. Anderson County 31, Scott County 0. Cleveland 35, Hardin Valley 3. Oneida 7, Coalfield 6 halftime. Fulton 17 over Carter at it is a halftime score. Halls 38, Heritage 0 halftime. Maryville 42, Bradley Central 7. Monterey 14, Wartburg 0. Union County 20, Northview Academy 14. That is a halftime score. Greenback 14, Oakdale 13. Midway 14, tied with Oliver Springs 14. That is a halftime score as well. At the half two, York Institute 14, Rockwood 14. Halftime, Sevier County 42, Cott County 3, South Doll 35, Gibbs 7. That is a third quarter score. Knox West 49 leads Knox Central 49-0. Also a halftime score. In the second quarter, 19-7, Clinton leads Carnes. South Pittsburgh 14, Copper Basin 0. East Hamilton 31, Hickson 0. Loudon 14, Kingston 0. Giles County 15, Cannon County 0. Meigs County 7, Marion County 0. McMinn Central 14, Sweetwater 14. It is Powell 38, Lenore City 0. Red Bank 47, Sasquatchie 0. Signal Mountain 6, Brainerd 0. Saudi Daisy 21, East Ridge 6. Tyner Academy 36, Tellico Plains 6. Lebanon 21, Warren County 0. It is Giles County 15, Cannon County 0. Grundy County 6, Community 0. Macon County 9, Cumberland County 0. And Gordonsville 14, Clay County 0. As we move forward, let's thank our sponsors right now, as we got a chance to just thank all of our sponsors that help your high school sports continue to bring all this to you, this action every Friday night. Our 11th game, 11th week of the season. Your high school sports will be here next week as we start the playoffs. The TSSAA state playoffs start next week. Round number 1. We'll have coverage and scores throughout the night on next Friday night. Krispy Kreme Donuts, proud sponsor here for your high school sports, the Zone, and your high school sports game of the week. Sevier County Electric System, Riverstone Resort and Spa, Buddy's Barbecue, Claybo's Express Shine Car Wash, and Claybo's Campground. Also in Pigeon Forge, Aloine Pottery, Blades Hair Salon, and Sosquito's 2, Pizza and Pasta, New York style pizza and pasta. Sure wish to add some of that right now. That'd be great right now. Tullahoma 47, Glencliff 0 in the first quarter. That is a team to be reckoned with as Tullahoma. Gardensville 14, Clay County 0. Ray County 21, Coffee County 14. That's a halftime score. Clarksville 17, Gallatin 7. First 5:31 to go in the first quarter. Oakland 28, Rockville 0. Daniel Boone 24, Hampton 7. That is a third quarter score. Watertown 13, Trousdale County 7. Summertown 8, Castle 3. East Nashville 15, Smith County 0. Fayetteville 18, and Eaglesville 0. Mount Juliet and Green Hills all tied up at 7. That is a first quarter score. A lot of these scores did not. A lot of these games did not get started. No, remember they are an hour behind us down in the West Tennessee area. Just heard from Ron Marble. No change. Still 21-12 favor Westview. The beginning of the second quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter, excuse me. Fourth quarter, West Ridge leads 24-12 over Jeff County. Waverly 14, Fairview 0. McKenzie 14, McEwen 6. So a lot of games with the weather being factors tonight, but it's like Ron Marvel said, it is it's football time. It's football time. This is the time when you put on the big boy pants and go out and play. Really had some interesting conversation with Jake Nichols tonight. Jake really put some insight on where the UT program is going and some of the players that they are recruiting. A lot of we talked about playoffs. Talked about how Class 5A in the Knoxville market, you got 3 teams that could end up representing the 5A from this area down in Chattanooga in December for state championship. You got Knox West, you've got Knox Central, and you've got Powell. 3 good teams. Powell is led by two outstanding wide receivers and defensive tackle Walter Nolan, the number 1 recruit in the nation. Number 1 recruit in the nation, Walter Nolan. That should be interesting where he ends up going. But just to think, you got 3 of the top. Oh, excuse me. The weather outside make it like this. You hear the rain just dropping down on the studio roof up here. But you've got three teams down there in the Knoxville area that really could make a deep run into the playoffs. But the thing they have to do, they have to beat each other. That's the key. You've got West. Knox West is rolling tonight. Central's rolling tonight. Oh, well, no, West is beating Central, but you got Powell. Powell is winning big time. Quick score, NBA 17, Knox Catholic 10. That is a fourth quarter score. So you've got a lot. You got a lot going on around the state, but we talked about we got a lot going on. So it is where everything goes in the playoff. You've got you've got Science Hill. We talked about the 6A classification. We talked about it. You got 6A. More than likely, it will come down on November 25th. It'll come down to the same with Maryville taking on Murfreesboro, Oakland. The only difference this year, the Patriots will have to come to visit Maryville in Maryville. So the playoffs are going to be really, really interesting this year. A lot going on. You've got probably we talked about Barryon Brown and he talked about Barryon Brown and Pearl Cone. They could be the team that goes into. I don't see anyone. We don't see anyone that could dethrone Alcoa. But you've got Barryon Brown and Pearl Cone could be one of them teams could make a deep run into the playoffs and end up taking on the Alcoa Tornadoes. But there's a lot going on around. Playoffs should be interesting tomorrow morning or late tonight. The brackets will be. I'd say the brackets are already being put together by the TSSAA because there will be full force tomorrow, and we'll know who's going where and what's going on around the state to see who plays who in the first round. But really and truly, it will get interesting in the third round. That is the quarterfinals. That will get real interesting. You've got you probably have Greenville going up against Elizabethton if they both make it. That could be an interesting game. Greenville had its way with them earlier in the season, Elizabethton. But I tell you what, I know Sean Winton and his team will be ready. You see what they're doing tonight. They're leading. They're getting ready. They're beating Seymour 35-0. Should be a really good matchup between them the second go around. Greenville is off tonight. They are waiting on to see who they will play next Friday night. They will be at home. They will win the conference championship. They have already won the conference championship. So as we move on down, some quick updates. Tennessee High 23, Cherokee 0. West Ridge leads 21-12 over Jeff County. It is in the fourth quarter. So that game is moving on. Fourth quarter score 21-12. West Ridge leads. Hopefully, we're talking to Ron Marvel. He is definitely going to try to catch up with West Ridge's coach after the game. That school was put together with three high schools. Sullivan Central was put together with Sullivan Central, with Sullivan North, and Sullivan South to make the set up one school. So they are a 6A classification school now. So they're definitely a team to be reckoned with in the years to come. You put schools like that together, three of them, and you definitely gonna have a potential winning formula there. Alcoa leads Austin East 64-0. That is a fourth quarter score with a running clock. So I think things will be over pretty quick there. Anderson County 31, Scott County 0. Cleveland 35. These are halftime scores. Cleveland 35, Hardin Valley 3. Huntington 35, Union City 0. White House Heritage 14, White House 7. So that is the second quarter score. Cofield leads Oneida 8-7. Farragut leads Bearden in the fourth quarter 14-7. We've got 8:37 in the West Ridge Jeff County game. It is no change. It's 21, still 21-12. I think that game is going down to it. It is going to be. Let's see. Jeff County will make that road trip down to Maryville next week. First round of the playoffs. Fulton 24. Knox Carter 8. Knox Halls 38. Heritage 0. Maryville 42, Bradley Central 7, and was talking to Jake. He thought on the first play of the game when Bradley Central broke off an 80-yard touchdown run that it was going to be a different game. But as he said, Maryville just is Maryville. Maryville just came back and scored. Right now, they've scored a lot of points. We're down here in the red zone with Ron Marvel. Ron, what's going on? Is it a touchdown?
Yeah, it's touchdown. We just had a 34-yard run, a nice run. Tiptoed along the sideline by Austin Ryder. Watching our extra point right here. And this kid in this store has not missed a point all night long.
Not missed one. Let me ask you something, Ron. Is it pretty much a West Ridge? Is it a game for them now?
You know, I'll tell you, it would take a number of West Ridge turnovers to turn this around. We're at 28-12 right now, 7:58 left in the fourth quarter. You have to feel as long as West Ridge can take care of the football, as long as West Ridge can protect the football, you know, they should have this game.
Right.
Like I said, Jace Dobbins came out a minute ago and completed probably the longest pass of the night for Jeff County, which is 30 yards to a very good receiver by the name of Cade Parker, who actually has the league, who has just broke the school record for most receptions in a season. But Roddy, I'll be honest with you, that's probably the longest completion I've seen tonight.
All right. Ron, hang in there for a second. I got Mikey on the line. Looks like Science Hill's in the red zone down here. Mikey, talk to me.
Yeah, there was a long pass with Jackson Diamond. I think it was Cole Torbert that caught it, but they're at the 12-yard line of DB.
Science Hill's knocking on the door again, huh?
Yeah, they pretty much have held the ball pretty much the whole third quarter.
I mean, I know y'all.
Incomplete. What down is it, Mikey?
3rd and 12.
Science Hill looks like they're bringing on the field goal unit.
Looks like it.
How important would the points right here be, Mikey?
Oh, very important. I mean, they're up 17-3 at 2:11 in the third quarter. Yeah, because then you've got extra points, and just in case DB actually scores, you could have a little bit more of a cushion coming into that fourth quarter.
Did he miss it?
Yeah.
Okay, so 17-3 favor Dobbins Bennett.
Yes, sir.
Favor Science Hill, excuse me.
Science Hill, 14-3, 2:06 in the third.
14-3, 2:06 in the third. All right, we'll be back with you just in a short time, Mikey. Hang in there.
Thanks, Roddy.
Stay dry. Hey, Ron, you still with me? Well, hold on, Ron. Stay with me. I got Nathan coming to me. What's going on, Nathan?
Yeah, hey, Roddy. The second half just started here at Seymour, and Elizabeth has already put on another 6 points. They're about to kick the extra point here, and it is good. So it is now 42-0 Elizabeth. So they Seymour had got the ball to start the second half. They had the ball on their own 16-yard line. They threw an interception for a touchdown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so now 42-0 with just 10 minutes, 48 seconds left in the third quarter. Just started.
Let me ask you this. Do you see any changes from Elizabethan yet? Have they started making substitutions?
They have, yeah. The defensive side of the ball, which is all we've seen so far in the second half, they definitely have substituted. They have some new D linemen, some new linebackers. I expect the same thing on offense.
Same thing on offense. All right. Did you see a number 20 out there on Elizabethan's team?
I did, yes. I did see number 20, and I hear that is he has a special connection to our broadcast. Is that right?
He sure does. Yes, our production manager Chris Reddick has his son Zion.
Yeah,
he
Zion
was with you guys last week, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. I got to meet Zion last week. He was with us, keeping some stats for the game of the week. So it's good to see him out here, and yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him in action.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you. It's right now 42-0, right?
That's right. Yes, sir.
42-0. Elizabethton over the Seymour Eagles. So stay dry. And give me an update on that number 20.
I will. Yeah, I'll let you know as soon as he's in there.
Okay. All right. Thank you, there, Nathan.
Thank you.
Nathan Miranda out at Seymour. What's going on, Mikey?
All right, hold on.
Okay,
Sorry,
I got you.
Trying to organize.
Where we at?
Wrong way.
Oh.
Sorry.
All right.
I was trying to maneuver it. All right. Okay. Science
happened?
Hill has recovered a fumble from.
Okay.
Well,
They recovered a fumble. Okay.
there must have been a flag or something. Hold on.
Okay. I'll wait on you.
Trying to figure out what's going on.
I'll wait on you. Well, while we're waiting on Mikey to sort out things, couple of scores update quickly. Coalfield 14 and a final to report. Alcor 64, Austin East 0. And Ron is with us. Mikey, hang in there, Mikey. Watching things. Flag on the play. What's going on, Ron? Hold on. Stay with us, Mikey. I'm watching. What's happening, Ron?
We are winding down here. We're at 6 minutes and 20 seconds. As I said, Jefferson County starting to get in that desperation mode. This is the most I've seen them pass all night long. Things are just so soaked right now, Roddy. I can't even. I can't even imagine.
I can imagine. But as you're looking at both these teams, and both of them are in the playoffs, which one is going in on the momentum? Is it West Ridge? They will go to. They'll play somebody. They'll play the number 2 team out of the Knoxville area. We won't know until tomorrow, but you think I know you're going to try to catch up with the coach.
Yes.
What would be one of the questions you'd ask him?
I really want to ask him, what the obstacles and sort of the challenges he's faced this year bringing these 3 teams together. I can't imagine the challenges that would be involved. Very rewarding too. But Roddy, what I think is important for this school is that this first year, bringing all these kids together, many of them didn't even know each other, and here you are in the playoffs, probably going to be the 3 seed. That just that sets a foundation for your future.
Yeah, it does. It really does. The sky's the limit now. You can't go nowhere but up. You're in a conference with 2 very good schools. You got Dobbins Bend and Science Hill, and you actually competed well with both of those schools this year.
You did, yeah. And Roddy, I went back the other night and I actually watched that DB game. And if Westridge could have gotten off the field, they had a couple penalties where they had DB backed up. If they could have gotten off the field without those penalties, who knows how that game would have ended up.
Yeah,
it was a long pass from Dobbins.
Intercepted?
No, incomplete.
Nothing.
So,
How much time
to your
left,
point,
Ron?
they've been very competitive. It's 5:21 left here in the fourth quarter, and Jefferson County is facing 4th and 12 from their own 40.
Man, so it's come down to let's throw every down, and in this kind of weather, it's not a good sign.
No,
not at all.
You got to hit. A minute ago, the Dobbins kid hit Tate Parker in the chest with the ball. That's pretty much all you can do right now.
Yeah, that's all you can do. We'll watch this last play, and then we'll go to, because it's winding down at Dobbins Bennett as well. Science Hill's winning that game 14-3. So here we come. They didn't get it.
No, he fumbled the ball out of bounds. I'm be interested to see where they spot this at, but I think he's short, Roddy.
I believe so too.
And you know, Roddy, I'd say if he's short right here, that will probably about wrap it up for West Ridge.
Yeah, a couple of first downs and this thing will all be over. Same here. Well, you hang in there. I'm gonna go to.
Well, now, Roddy, they did give him the first down too.
Oh, they did get it.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll stay right here with you to see what happens. We got double coverage, guys, for you on the Zone, your high school sports, the Zone. We got double coverage. We've got West Ridge and Jeff County, and we've got Science Hill and Dobbins Bennett. Both crucial games. I know if Science Hill wins out, they will be conference champions.
All right. Hey, Roddy.
Yes.
I'm going to have to switch sides, so I'm going to go down to the other side.
Go do your thing, Mikey. As we'll stay with Ron, as Ron, the playoffs get underway next week. Is there anything that if you was a coach, what would you tell your West Ridge kids?
Well, you avoided Maryville, which is big, right?
Right.
And, you know, you never know what the future holds. You certainly would like to get a hold of a Maryville team that's had to play a couple games and is a little bit more beat up.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I'd have to take a look at exactly the seating in the bracket. You know, if I'm West Ridge, you know, here's the thing, Roddy, you're playing with even money right now.
Yeah.
You know, really, because I don't know that anybody expected him here to be here, particularly not even at the 3 seed.
True.
So you kind of go, there's your interception, Roddy.
There it is. That's it. It's over now.
And Roddy, I
believe he's running it back.
Yeah, he got all the way down to I'm guessing probably about the 20. So
Okay.
He may be back in the red zone right here.
All right. Well, you make your way down there, and I'll catch up with you soon. I'm going to run down some scores right quick, and I'll give you time to head down there to the red zone. Ron Marvel is on his way down to the red zone as West Ridge just intercepted Jeff County pass, and they're moving down that way. But Nolensville, let's check out see if there's any finals. One final to report, that was Alcoa. Alcoa had beat Austin East 64-0. A few games, that game, Mikey Hines is covering the Dobbins Bennett Science Hill game. Science Hill still leads 14-3. And I got both Mikey is coming back. What's going on?
Science Hill had another pass to, I think it's number 1. They're getting ready to score. They're on the 3-yard line.
Okay, they're in the zone then, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. There it is.
Yep, touchdown.
Touchdown, Science Hill.
It's the Flamer kid that took the place of Brock.
Okay. Go ahead. I will. I'm watching. I'm gonna go to Nathan. What's going on, Nathan? Nope, I don't believe so. I got a bad connection. Nathan.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Go ahead.
Yeah, Elizabeth was in the red zone. They just scored a touchdown. So now 48-0. Let's get the point.
48-0. So it is a running clock now. So there's a running clock.
So the
going
official
on
got 3.5.
in the third or the fourth?
The third. 3.5 minutes.
Okay. All right. We'll come back to you in shortly. I'm watching Science Hill and Dobbins Bennett. Mikey.
Yeah.
He got it down there, and they kicked the extra point. So now it's 21-3 Science Hill.
Yeah, it's got 11:21 left in the fourth quarter. It's just, to me, Dominic Bennett just can't do anything. And plus, Science Hill's defense is just pressuring and pressuring and pressuring, and they just can't seem to move the ball at all.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Our last game against you, when we had Science Hill and Jeff County, Science Hill had 2 weeks off. They had a week off to get ready for this Dobbins Bennett game. Do you think that helped them?
Yes, I do believe it helped them a little bit because, you go into a tough game like Jeff County, you're going to have a lot of, nicks and scrapes and bumps and bruises and all that stuff. And it was a physical game. Even though it was 37-0, it's still a very physical game for Science Hill. So I think that helped them in a lot of ways.
So you got with this win, Science Hill will clinch the conference championship, and they'll be home next week.
Sir, they sure will.
Don't know who they'll be playing against, but they will be at home next week. And it will be and Dobbins Bennett will be home as well next week too. Looks like West Ridge is winning over Jeff County, so Jeff County will have to make that trip. They both would travel, but one will go to Bradley Central and one will go to Maryville. So
I wouldn't want to play either one of those teams.
Let me give you an update on that Maryville side. Let me just tell you what's happening down in Maryville. Maryville is winning right now. It's a final 42-14 over Bradley Central.
Yeah.
So it is this kind of game. It's playoff time next week. We'll be doing playoffs. So how much time left in your game?
10:58.
10:58, 21-3. We'll be back out there with you, Mikey, just in a short time. So you hang in there.
All right, thanks, Ron.
Let's go to Ron.
Roddy, West Ridge is here at the 12, and this may be the icing on the cake, and they can punch this in right here.
How much time, Ron?
3:36 in the fourth quarter.
3:36 in the fourth quarter. So they're basically just milking the clock, aren't they?
Yeah, here's the only thing I would add, Roddy. If you were a Jeff County fan and you were holding on to a sliver of hope, it's still technically a 2-touchdown difference. You'd have to get 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions, but technically it's still a 2-point game. I'm gonna be really interested if they get a little bit closer. They bring out that Ichion kid and let him kick the field goal, because he has been money tonight.
Yeah, you're probably right. Oh,
Indication dead ball encouragement.
number 3, or who's that on?
That was on number 3.
He lined up offside, didn't he?
Yeah. So here we are at the 5-yard line.
A quick thing, Ron. Looks like West Ridge will play Bradley Central next week. They got Maryville beat Bradley Central tonight, 42-14.
Roddy, I'll tell you, really, it's Maryville right now and everybody else. And you could take your better teams from 6A right now, and Region 1 and Region 2, and put them in a bag. There's your touchdown.
Touchdown, West Ridge.
Yep.
Man. This is driving me. The lights going off and on. That's crazy.
Oh man, this is different, Roddy. I've never experienced this before. I'll tell you, Roddy, the first time I saw it, I thought it was lightning, and I got a little scared.
That's pretty good. That's a new tradition right there at West Ridge. West Ridge. So it's
I'm gonna tell you, this kid's not missed a point all night long. And this rainstorm.
He has not been. Would you say he was 20? He's hit 4 tonight.
23 of 24. He will now be 27 of 28 or 28 of 29.
Whoa.
I've got to believe some school is looking at this kid.
Oh, definitely. Is he what grade is he in?
I believe he's just a junior.
Oh yeah. Just wait till next year. I think
the funny thing is,
The funny thing is this same Echon kid actually leads the team in interceptions on top of his kicking duties.
Oh, so he goes both ways,
He
did.
goes both ways, yeah.
Well, I guess
Yep.
Josh Heupel might have to make a road trip up to West Ridge.
Yeah. You know, the Eli Toby's kid tonight has been everything I thought he would be. He's just a very physical player. He plays all over the field. He's very strong. You don't beat him at the point of attack. That's another kid that I believe that you may see on Saturdays.
You know, it's like you said, when you combine three schools like that, you know, you're going to get the best of the best.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You got the best from North, you got the best from South, and you got the best from Central. So it looks like they will be competing year in and year out with Dobbins Bennett and Science Hill.
Yeah. You know, Roddy, you and I talked about it. If things work out, the game I'm really looking forward to is Science Hill and Bradley.
Yeah.
That's the game I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, it could come down to it. It could come down to it, and Science Hill would host that game.
Yes.
We'll definitely know tomorrow who's playing who. I know you've called dibs on that game, but we'll see you next week. You'll probably end up probably at Dobbins Bennett, won't you? Because they'll get a home game.
We'll look at the brackets, and you and I will, of course, have a conversation tomorrow, and we'll see what that looks like. You know, you've got a good Daniel Boone team too that's hosting.
Yeah, you do. That could very well be the game you may be at, especially if it's Sevier County.
Yeah.
That could be.
Oh, that would be. Oh, yeah.
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 It would be.
You got some rich there, don't you, Roddy?
Yeah, buddy. Sevier County. They're winning tonight. They're winning tonight 42-3 over Cott County. So that sets them up really good, Sevier County, because you've got Knox West, you've got Central, you've got Sevier County, and looks like it's going to be Gibbs out there that gets that one.
Okay.
Ron, stay with me. I'm going to talk to Nathan right quick. What's going on, Nathan?
Hey, I just have a quick score update for you here at Seymour. Elizabethton has tacked on another 7 points. It is now 56-0 with 10 minutes and 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Whoa. So they look like they're, Sean is on his horse getting ready for the playoffs, isn't he?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I don't know if how much they could use this as a metric to see how prepared they are for the playoffs, but it is a good feeling to have a game like this at the end of the season.
Well, going in, you'll have next week. I know that Seymour is in the playoffs. They'll go in as the fourth seed. But, to go in, Elizabethton will be home next week. They'll be hosting one of the teams out of Knoxville. So it was really good. It speaks a very high volume of Sean coming back. And I guess I know you don't look ahead, but in your opinion, do you look ahead to Greenwood?
Well, yeah. I mean, at this point, this game is over with. That's for sure. You got to finish it out strong, and of course, the guys that are in there right now, they want to get their looks and get a chance to show what they have. But yeah, I think it's on to the playoffs now, definitely for the coaching staff. I'm sure.
Definitely. All right, Nathan. Elizabethton 56, Seymour 0.
That's right.
How much time?
Now we have about 9 minutes left in the game. So it is a running clock again. So we'll see. I don't know if they'll be able to tack on another 7 or not, but we'll have to see.
They might be trying to do that Greenville thing,
Yeah.
They scored 88 points with a running clock.
That's right. Yeah, they could definitely do it if they wanted to. So we'll see.
All right, Nathan. Stay dry. We'll see you a little bit later when you wrap up as Elizabethton is 56, Seymour 0. Little less than about, 7 minutes to go in the game?
About 8.5 now.
8.5 right now. Yeah. All right. We'll talk to you soon, Nathan.
All right. Thanks, Roddy.
All right. Nathan Miranda out there at Seymour High School as the Eagles take on the number 3 state in the standings in the state championship in the polls. Number 3, Elizabethton Cyclones. Elizabethton looking to go into the playoff as a 3-peat. They've won 2 state championships back to back, the 4A state championships. now as they go into the playoffs. They have to be one of the favorite teams to go into the playoffs this year, behind the Greenville Green Devils and a couple of teams out of Knoxville. So the playoffs should really be interesting as they kick things off next week in the state of Tennessee. And your high school sports, the Zone, will be right here with all the coverage of your high school, the TSSAA state playoff, starting with round number 1 next week. Ron Marvel, is it all over, Ron? I got you. Hey, Ron.
That's your bowl game, Roddy.
It's all
There's
over.
your final. Yep.
It's it ended up 28 to 12.
Yes. Yeah, and you see a very excited West Ridge sideline over here.
Yeah, you do. You know, to win the game like that, you know, the first year out, that is really, really good. It's a final West Ridge 35, Jeff County 12. Both teams are on their way to the playoffs, but one team avoids Maryville the first round, and but you have to travel. You know, West Ridge still they're in, but they have to travel.
Hey, Roddy, I'm gonna go ahead and
see if you can catch up with Coach.
Yes, I'll come right back to you if I get any luck.
Okay, go right ahead. Go right ahead. Here we go. As let's run down some finals. Finals coming in right now on this rainy night. Want to get my guys out and get into some dry conditions. Chucky Dope 20, West Green 6, 16. It is Cumberland County 16, Cloudon 12. Final Daniel Boone 27, Hampton 14. Davy Crockett leads Richlands, Virginia 14-7. Science Hill 21, Dobbins Bennett 3. We'll be checking in with Mikey Hines here pretty soon on trying to get a final on that one. As Berea, Kentucky is halftime over Jellicoe 13-0. Unicoi County 52, Johnson County 6. Gleason 32, South Fulton 8. That is a third quarter score. Cloudon 38, North Green 0. Elizabethton leads 60 or 56-0 over with less than about 5 minutes to go in that game at Seymour. Volunteer 35, Sullivan East 0. Tennessee High 30, Cherokee 0. Final West Ridge 35, Jeff County 12, and hopefully Ron Marvel will have a coach's interview or some player interviews here shortly as things just wound up at that game. Both teams, like I said, are in the playoffs. We'll know tomorrow exactly. More than likely, Jeff County will make that trip down to Maryville, and West Ridge will make that trip to Bradley Central. Morrison East leads William Blunt by 25-15. A final, Alcoa 64, Austin East 0. Anderson County at the beginning of the fourth quarter is Anderson County 45, Scott 0. As we get ready to get things, looks like we got Ron Marvel back with Ron.
Coach, I just want to ask you the challenges that you've had this year with bringing 3 schools together, the obstacles you faced. What does this win tonight mean for this program moving forward, and not only the win tonight, but also the season as a whole?
Well, I just told the guys we had some injuries and we had people step up. I hope that the foundation of this program is going to be set on being great teammates and the next man up mentality, and that's what they've done. They've worked their tail off, and they've really done a great job of coming together. It's been a lot of fun.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about your defense tonight and what they were able to accomplish in this weather?
Yeah, great athletes on Jeff County, exceptional running back. Just came out, got to the football, ran to the football, tackled well. Our staff had a good plan, Coach Rowan.
One more question, I'll let you go, Coach, because I have been a fan of his this season. Your kicker. That kid's amazing. I mean, he's as solid can get. In this weather, to go 4-4, 5-for-5, whatever he was tonight, I halfway anticipated you kicking a field goal if you didn't get in on that last drive.
Yeah.
Can you talk about him just a little bit?
Well, what a lot of people don't understand and he's running the ball, playing defense too, and still doing those things. He's a special player. You know, he pins people deep on people are starting on their 20.
Oh, yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Hey, Coach, thank you so much. Go enjoy this win with your team. You have a great night.
Thank you, sir.
Ron, coach is like he's building a foundation right there.
Oh, yeah.
That is amazing. First year school, come out and get a win like that, and now you head into the playoffs. What momentum? You never know. They could go down to his opponent should be Bradley Central next week.
Yes.
They could go down there and with the momentum, his team is playing really, really hard right now. You've got a weapon with the kicker. You know,
Oh, yeah.
he was really just strong about his program. This is a foundation, like he said.
Well, and you know, I'll tell you this: when you get in conditions like this, it very much has to be a team effort from top to bottom. I thought the edge run kid tonight was strong. He had some very tough runs. You know, not anything huge, but just enough to keep the change. I'll tell you, they definitely can compete with Bradley Central. You know, I look at some of the scores in the Bradley Central game, and they're very, very competitive to what we saw Science Hill do with some like opponents.
Mm-hmm.
And Roddy, you know, when you get to this point in time in the season, it always is about turnovers. It's always about showing discipline.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if a penalty takes place, do not retaliate.
Right.
Do not. I talked to Coach Witten this week, and he said, we are not going to retaliate. We have to be a disciplined team when it comes playoff time.
Right.
And I think that's spot on. You know, this team can definitely compete with Bradley Central. And, you know, we'll just see what the future holds for this. This is a big win for this program tonight, as it continues to bring these communities together, because you're bringing Colonial Heights together, you're bringing Bluffville together, you're bringing the Piney Flats area together. So you're bringing a lot of towns together.
Yes.
So, you know, kudos to them tonight for going out. You know, I figured this would be a very even game. I saw a lot of newspapers who actually picked Jeff County. But as I told you to begin off tonight, in a game like this, if you've got a sound kicker that can turn the field like he did multiple times tonight, it can make a huge difference.
Yes.
That's going to be a kid that I'm going to want to follow. You know, we don't talk about punters very much or kickers very much, but I'm going to follow that kid and see what his future holds.
He's impressed you. He's impressed you. Ron, I'll tell you what, I'm going to let you get out that rain. Right now, Ron Marvel's been at West Ridge, where West Ridge has defeated Jeff County tonight. And we'll see you, Ron. We'll be talking to you over the weekend, and we'll be putting together where you'll be at next Friday night. So go get dry, Ron. We'll appreciate you being in the zone.
Thank you, Roddy.
All right, Ron Marvel, as he heads out. Nathan Miranda is with us. What's going on, Nathan, at down there at that game? Is it over?
Not over yet. There's about 2 minutes left, but Seymour is now in the red zone for, I believe, the first time tonight. They just had a timeout, though, so they're in the huddle right now. But I thought we'd catch some action of Seymour looking to score to end the game.
Yeah, let's see. It's always
like
good.
I said, timeout right now.
Did you see number 20 yet for Elizabeth?
Oh, no, not yet. I'm looking there. No, not yet. But hopefully, I guess there's only about 2 minutes left. But hopefully, we'll catch a glimpse of him here live on your high school.
We got to see him. We got to see him play. You know, you come to me when he's in the game because I want to see him play.
I will. I definitely will.
I've seen him a long time. You got a lot of things going into the playoffs. Next week should be really, really interesting. Nathan, going into the playoffs.
Like we touched on, both of these teams will be in the playoffs regardless of the outcome of this game. So, we'll be looking for that.
Let's see what they're going to do here. Seymour. Looks like his touchdown, huh?
Touchdown. Yep.
Touchdown, Seymour. You know, that's a big thing right there for the kids, the young kids, to get in the game and score a touchdown. That's huge, isn't it?
Definitely. Oh, definitely. Yeah. That's a a big high note to end the game on, especially a game like this where not much has gone their way. It's always good to tack on a touchdown at the end. And like you said, for these young guys on offense getting to play some, it's a great moment for them.
So that makes the score what's now, Nathan?
56-6, and they're kicking line up for the extra. Well, it looks like they may go for 2. Yeah, they're going for 2 here. So let's see.
Okay. 56
to 6 right now. We'll see the outcome of this 2-point conversion. And they got it.
Oh, 56-8 then.
56-8. Yeah, now it's 49 seconds and counting. So looks like that's most likely going to be the final score tonight.
Okay. 56-8 from Seymour. Nathan, I'm gonna let you go since it's probably 56-8. That's the final. You go get dry. Tell the crew appreciate all the hard work they've done tonight, and you go get ready. And we'll see you next week. Playoffs. I don't know who you'll cover. You know you won't get to cover Maryville because you know who's going over there.
Yeah.
You're not going to Maryville because your dad's going to Maryville. So
yeah,
I guess that leaves you in our core, huh?
I was going to say, fortunately, we got 2 teams that two good playoff teams in Blount County, Maryville and Alcoa. So both those games probably won't be very close, but at least there'll be some playoff action.
Yeah, it looks like Maryville's going to have Jeff County, and I don't know who Alcoa will play. Probably Johnson County first round. So
I think that sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that's who they'll play. So we'll see you next Friday night. As your high school sports the zone, we kick off playoff coverage. So Nathan, thanks. You did a great job tonight, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you, Rod. Back to you.
All right. As Nathan, as they go, you've got as they end things up at Elizabeth at at Seymour, 56-8 favor of the Cyclones as they go into the TWSW playoffs with a win. A lot of wins going around tonight. We heard from Ron Marvel. He talked to Coach Ryder at West Ridge, and to put a program together like that, first year out of the box, and to go into the playoffs, seeded number 3. That's the key. You're seeded number 3 behind Science Hill and Dobbins Bennett, and Jeff County also made the playoffs too. So. Should be a lot of great things going on. We'll try to get a last minute from Mikey Hines to see what goes on at his place. I'm checking with him to see if the game is over. While Mikey is checking in, let's do some scores right here. You've got Oak Ridge 21. Campbell County 14. Region 1, Division 1, Region 1 scores from West Chuckett Oak 26, West Green 16, Cumberland Gap 16, Claiborne 12, Daniel Boone 27, Hampton 14, Crockett and Richlands, Virginia 14-7 in third quarter. Science Hill 21, Dobbins Bennett 3, Berea, Kentucky 13, Jellicoe 7. Now let's check in with Mike Hines. Mike, what's going on out there? Is it over yet?
Yeah, we got like 24 seconds left, Roddy.
Well, I'll stay with you. Everybody else is done. Let's just see what some action from your point of view. Looks like it's over. It looks like Science Hill will become conference champs.
Yep.
You gonna make your way out and see if you can catch up with Coach Carter?
I'm gonna try to, Roddy. Give me just a minute so I can.
You go ahead and do your thing. I can watch you. Go ahead. I'll give some scores. McKenzie 28, McEwen 6, Unicoi County 52, Johnson County 6, Cloudon 38, North Green 0. Elizabethton 56, Seymour 8. We heard that is final. We heard that from Nathan Miranda was covering that game tonight. Tennessee High with 8:48 to go in the fourth quarter. Tennessee High 30, Cherokee 2. West Ridge, where Ron Marvel was at tonight for your high school sports zone. West Ridge 35, Jeff County 12. That was a really good game. Morristown East 25, William Blunt 15. You got Alcoa winning big over Alcoa 64-0. Anderson County, these are finals. Anderson County 45, Scott County 0. Cleveland 56, Hardin Valley 9. We're waiting on Mike Hines. He is trying to catch up with Coach Carter from Science Hill. So hopefully shortly we'll be catching up with him here in a few minutes. Cleveland 56, Hardin Valley 9. Coalfield 14, Oneida 7. Farragut got a win over Bearden 17-14. Fulton got a win over Carter 24-8. Knox Hall's winner over Heritage 58-0. Maryville winner over Bradley Central 42-14. Monterey 62, Wartburg 6, Wartburg 0. There's a third quarter score. Union County 20, Northview Academy 14, Oakdale 16, Greenback 14, third quarter score. Oliver Springs 14, Midway 14, Rockwood 28, York Institute 20. Sevier County a final over Cott County 48-3. South Doyle 45, Gibbs 7. Knox West final 49, Knox Central 14. As we get on down, Clinton in the third quarter leading Corns 27-7. South Pittsburgh 5:11 to go in the fourth quarter. It is South Pittsburgh 42, Copper Basin 0. I know we're watching Mikey Hines as he is trying to get with Coach Carter as his Hilltoppers are celebrating the win tonight from the conference championship up at Dobbins Bennett. East Hamilton 45, Hickson 0. Loudon 28, Kingston 7. Fall Creek 42, Lookout Valley 6. McMinn County 12, Marion County 0. Sweetwater 14, McMinn Central 14. Oak Ridge 28, Campbell County 14. Bledsoe County 21, Polk County 0. Powell wins final, Powell 38, and Lenore City 0. Red Bank 47, Sequatchie 0. It is Brainerd 10, Signal Mountain 8. Saudi Daisy 21, East Ridge 6. Tyner Academy 36, Tellico Plains 6. Lebanon 28, Warren County 0. We've got Giles County 15, Cannon County 0. We are Grundy County 14, Community 0. Macon County 24, Cumberland County 3. East Robertson 28, and White's Creek 0. Gardensville 14, Clay County 0. And I think Mikey Hines is trying to catch up with Coach Stacy Carter, as Coach Carter and his Hilltoppers take the conference championship from Dobbins Bennett tonight. What a big game that was for Science Hill. It is something to see a team to come back and Science Hill and take a win tonight.
Hey, Coach Carter, I want to congratulate you on tonight's victory, the conference championship. I seen you guys pretty much did not put on the brakes at the beginning of this ball game.
Well, I mean, it's hard to play in this stuff, and our kids persevered through it. You know, this was a big game for us. Dobbins Bennett's always big for the conference title, and it was just a huge win. But, you know, the kids stepped up. Our defense stepped up again, and they had to step up in this rain. Big goal line stand, just a lot of great things for these guys.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck in the playoffs.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, Mikey.
Hey.
All right. You got it with Coach Carter. His team, a big win tonight. They will host the first round game next week. That's a game that they needed to win tonight. But, you know, this was a huge win for Science Hill over Dobbins Bennett. That's a big game every year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I was telling him in the beginning, I watched from the get-go. They did not let off at any cylinders tonight, and I think that's what you need to do in order to win throughout the playoffs.
You know, but he did say something there. You know, going into the first round of the playoffs, you know, it's a big win tonight. But when do you? Yeah, I know he didn't say it, but when do you not celebrate this game? When do you let it go and get ready for first round of the playoffs?
I mean, you're pretty much going to know in the next couple of days. So, I mean, you can celebrate for maybe 24 to 48 hours, but from that point on, you need to continue the work and go on to the next game.
There you go. All right, I'm going to let you get out there. I know you're wet, so you go. We appreciate you covering that game tonight, and we'll be talking over the weekend to find out where you're going to be next week. So, Mikey Hines covering the Science Hill big win over Dobbins Bennett tonight. So, Mikey, we'll see you next week.
All right. Thanks, Roddy. Have a good night, brother.
You too, my friend. Mikey Hines wrapping things up at Dobbins Bennett as the Dobbins Bennett Indians clinch the conference championship over as Science Hill clinches the conference championship over their rivalry right there. That is what a big game. What a big game. Next week to go into the playoffs, beating Dobbins Bennett 21-3 in the pouring rain. And you heard Coach Carter talk about, you know, his team persevered and stayed the course. And we talked to Mikey about a couple of things about how this game, it was a game of this magnitude this late in the season to win the conference championship, take the trophy home and put it in your trophy case. So as we get ready to end things and wrap things up for week number 11 here on Your High School Sports the Zone, is being sponsored in part by Krispy Kreme Donuts, Sevier County Electric, Riverstone Resort and Spa, Buddy's Barbecue, Claybo's Express Shine Car Wash, and Claybo's Campground, Alawan Pottery Company, Blades Hair Salon, Sesquitos 2, New York style pizza and pasta. Let me get it right. Pizza and pasta. Fine sponsors helping you bring all Your High School Sports to Zone this year, and also bringing you Your High School Sports Game of the Week. The games are over, but not for the Zone. Your High School Sports the Zone will be here next Friday night as we kick off the TSSAA state playoffs, but we will switch channels. We will be on our Facebook channel next week. Your High School Sports the Zone will have coverage from the TSSAA playoffs. Also, we'll be here to run down all the scores and keep you abreast on what's going on from all the Class 6A through Class 1 and Division 1 and 2 in the private schools. So it's been fun. We've had a ball. I'd like to, for our crew out at Your High School Sports Game of the Week, for Chris Reddick, our production manager, for Ralph Miranda and Chris Blevins, who had the call, for Tony Dale on camera number 1, and for Nathan Miranda, who was our field correspondent and also the zone correspondent from that game of Elizabethton winning over the Seymour Eagles 56-8. For Ron Marvel, he was out at West Ridge as they take on Jeff County and won 35-12. West Ridge, like to thank Ron for Ron Marvel and for Mikey Hines as he saw the big win at Science Hill 21-3 this evening. So for all the crew, I'm Roddy Woods, and we'll see you next week as your high school sports zone will kick off the coverage of the TSSAA playoffs beginning at 7 p.m. right here on Your High School Sports and Your High School Sports Facebook page. Good night. We'll see you next week.